Good morning, everyone. My name is Noemi Moico, a PT, under the supervision of my coordinating teacher, Ma'am Beverly Joy Beliesta. We are now in our chapter 5 entitled Formative Assessment. Learning outcomes. At the end of this chapter, students should be able to cite appropriate techniques and tools for formative assessment, use appropriate techniques and tools for formative assessment, explain how scoring rubrics can facilitate formative assessment, and reason why our self-assessment is an important feature of formative assessment. Okay, let's have remember that formative assessment helps the students to learn and practice throughout the course. It helps improve learning via approaches that support specific student needs. Formative assessment is a planned or an ongoing process used by all students and teachers during learning to improve student understanding of intended disciplinary learning outcomes and support students to become self-directed learners. We have here some techniques for formative assessment. Here are some techniques given by Fisher and Frey that teachers can use while teaching to check on students' understanding. Number one techniques is a response card. So, use the response cards. These are either pre-printed or write-on cards. Pre-printed cards have responses on them such as yes or no. So, the teachers use that cards to facilitate the students whether their answers can be yes or no or their responses. Write-on cards allow the students to indicate their responses in real time. So, yan. Very clear that the responses of the students either yes or no. Number two techniques is the hand signals. The hand signals. Examples are thumbs up. So, when the teacher's thumbs up, it means I understand and I can explain it. So, next is the thumb sideways. So, ang thumb sideways means I'm not completely sure about. Then, thumbs down means I do not understand. So, yan yung mga signs. Number 3 is yung game-based. Learning and gamified instruction are two emerging teaching learning practices to drive learning. Game-based learning makes use of a game of any kind to realize a learning outcome. So, yun, games ang they use the games to facilitate the learning of the students. So, what are those games for formative assessment? We have here the use of Socrative game. So, ito yung links niya, www.socrative.com and paid options. It is a classroom engagement app that provides games and other activities for students. So, isa siyang apps. Sa cellphones, we can use this. A favorite element is space race, which can turn an assessment into a gamified experience between individuals or groups. So, yan. Ginagamit yan to assess the learning of the students. So, hindi siya yung games na ano lang, space race game. Yan. Pwede nyo yan siyang i-search sa sa internet. Isa yan siya sa game that will assess the learning of the students. Number 2 game is the Kaho. www.kaho.com free and paid options. So it is a mobile application. So mobile application din siya that allows teachers to construct homework assignments almost as though they were video game type quiz. The app also has features where teachers can write their own games and make them available to students with an access code. Ayan, very clear. Explain siya masyado. C is Quizlet game. www.quizlet.com. So, itong app naman ito allows educators to convert data gathering into a gamified form that they can use to inform their teaching practice. Ayan. Next is quizzes. www.quizzes.com. This game lets teachers monitor the result of students' work as they do it. So, ayan. It used to monitor the students' work, the result of the students' work. This app lets students progress at their own pace throughout the game. Yan. So, may mga ganito pala nun na mga games that will assess the learning of the students. It is a formative, it used as a formative assessment. So, we have also the Quizalize, www.quizalize.com. It provides the same kinds of quizzes and assessment as other similar tools, but it also lets you track the work of individual students at a granular level. So, ayan. Nagaano siya, it provides quizzes and assignment, but at the same time natatrack din yung work no, ng mga estudyante. Next is Plickers, available at App Store or Google Play. Yan, Plickers. So, i-try nyo yan na i-search on your internet. This formative assessment tool uses a series of abstract cards that the teacher photographs using a mobile device. The programs then analyze the data and presents the teacher with individualized reports of student success. Ayan, it's about the reports, no? Nag-a-assist siya doon din sa mga works din, no? Reports of student success. Very, siya, clear. Program siya. Isa siyang program na nag-a-analyze ng data. Next, self-assessment, informative assessment. So, paano ba yon? Yung ina-assist mo yung sarili mo in the use of the formative assessment. Self-assessment is aligned with the principle of learner agency, which means that learning involves the activity and the initiative of the learner, more than the inputs that are transmitted to him or to her by the teacher. With learner agency are self-regulated learners who engage in self-monitoring and self-evaluation. So, yun, ang self-assessment daw is aligned. So, naka-align siya with the principles of learner agency. They have a uh, same yung kanilang pananaw, no? Ang self-assessment doon sa principle of learner agency. Yan. Which means, again, that learning involves the activity and the initiative of the learner. Ayan, mismo, the students itself as an learner is involved siya doon sa assessment. Siya mismo. Kung babalikan natin yung mga techniques doon, yung mga games, di ba? Sila mismo ang gumagawa. Involved siya doon during the assessment. He himself or herself perform it by himself or by herself. Scoring rubrics and formative assessment. So, paano ba yung scoring rubrics? Ayan, pang pag-points, pagbigay ng grades, ng score with the use of formative assessment. In formative assessment, teachers give feedback. So, ayan, nag-response si teacher, naghatag siya og nagbibigay siya ng feedback whether it is positive or negative. These feedbacks are made more specific. So when we say specific, so talagang klaro, very clear, no? Naka-specific talaga siya kung ano yung pinupunto ng kanyang assessment. When they are based on rubrics which enumerate the criteria and describe the expected student's performance, process, and product. Ayan, kailangan talaga na meron siyang scoring rubrics when assessing the works kasi sabi nga specific. So kung halimbawa, ang tinutukoy diyan, halimbawa, analytical ba? Ayan, tingnan mo na lang yung trabaho niya. Good good ba siya, creative ba siya, yan, ganyan, specific talaga. Kaya importante na mayroon tayong scoring rubrics, especially analytic rubrics are therefore a good framework for feedback. So, mas maganda palang gamitin yung analytic rubrics, no, para sa assessment. Okay. Analytic rubrics are of great help to students in assessing their own progress. Ayan. Maganda talaga na merong scoring rubrics used during the assessment because this will guide the teachers or whoever will assess to have or to give a better feedback kasi specific na meron tayong specific doon na mga criteria. Okay, additional formative assessment strategies. Ayan. Ano ba yung mga strategy? Additional lang ito. Okay, halimbawa, we have the activity round robin charts. Paano siya ginagawa? And how it is done. Teacher passes charts among groups to assess understanding. Each group of 4 or 5 students begins with a chart and some markers. The group records an answer to an open-ended question. They can also share the knowledge they have on a topic covered in class. Once the student finishes the chart, they pass it on the next group. When every group has worked on every chart, responses are discussed as a class. Ayan, isa na yan sa mga formative strategies, formative assessment, mga games yan. Activity pala. Okay. Number 2, yung questioning strategy. Meron din tayong mga strategies on questioning. Ano ba yung mga strategies on questioning? Questioning strategies may be used with individuals. So, pwede siya individuals, small groups, or the entire class. Effective formative assessment strategies involve asking students to answer higher order questions such as why and how. With the students' answers, teachers discern the level and extent of the students' understanding. Ayan, sa through questioning, when the teacher question hypothetical questions like for example to her students, so she can assist or the teacher can assist her students whether on what level the knowledge the students have. Okay, yan. Number 3 is the three-way summaries. Example lang naman ito. Students and work in groups or individually. In response to a question or topic inquiry, they write 3 different summaries. So, yan. 3 different summaries. Meron 10 to 15 words long, 30 to 50 word long, 55 to 100 words long. Teacher can have students use Twitter with which most students are already familiar. Ayan. Masyado na tayong ngayon upgraded na. So, with the use of internet. So, madali lang naman, no, ang formative assessment. With the use of using yung scoring rubrics and nanggaling na tayo doon, scoring rubrics. Anyway, that would be all and I hope you have learned this morning about the formative assessment. Thank you and God bless everyone.